Welcome, you are on the TARAN Club repeater WHVA repeater.
W8DUQ, KN4, IMU.
This is W8DUQ. Good evening, Michael.
Hey, Greg, I don't know if John told you. I think he's got an issue with his Echo Link, so I'm not sure if it's going to be up in time. He said he was going to try and get it, but if not, the W8SOE Echo Link is working, so if you want to pass that along in case anybody needed to know, but wanted to make sure that it connected up before I told you.
Is not. Oh, wait a minute. There it goes. It is picking up the net now.
Clock not set in 8OLC repeater.
Yeah, it doesn't know, that link reader doesn't know manners apparently, and well, I guess the channel was clear when it started to announce that you were connected, so it's there. Found the issue. KN4MU, sorry about that. It's going to have to restart. KN4MU, Greg, give me 1 sec to bring that link back up. I found out what the issue is. I'm trying to fix that, but let me bring the link back up.
Tell you what, while he works on the link there, we'll take a standby here in a second, but CQ, calling the Cabell County ARES Races net. This is W8DUQ. My name is Greg, and I'll be the net control for tonight's net. This is a directed net operating on the linked repeaters of W8VA 146.76 and 8OLC 146.985, KB8TGK 443.85, and also we're working on bringing the W8SOE repeaters 146.61 and 146.715 back up with us. This evening, we will not have Echo Link on KB8TGK. Mike's working on something there. But do we have any other repeaters that wish to link up this evening? This net meets each Monday evening at 8:30 local time for the purpose of testing equipment, training, sharing of information, and overall promotion of amateur radio and how we can serve our communities in times of emergency or special need. We invite and encourage all amateurs to participate in the net and in ARES Races activities. Do we have a station willing to be the alternate net control this evening?
WD8AGH.
Good evening. Thank you, Fred. WD8AGH, our alternate net control for this evening. We'll take a standby. KN4IMU, did you want to try the link again?
KN4MU, I think I got everything back up, so we should be good now. Still trying to get a couple of things squared away on that note, so sorry about that, but I guess that's the reason we do this net, to test things. But yeah, the link's back up.
All right, Michael, I have you checked in, KN4IMU, and by the well, wait a minute, that's right, I disconnected from W8SOE on Echo Link, so we'll bring that back in here. We should have Echo Link, and we do, on the W8SOE repeaters. Do we have any stations with emergency or priority traffic? No stations heard. We'll now call for portables or mobiles on any of the West Virginia-based repeaters, W8VA, KB8TGK, or N8OLC. Any portables or mobiles? All right, Do we have any stations portable or mobile on the W8 SOE repeaters? Do we have any stations with routine traffic or time-valued announcements? All right, back across the river, do we have any stations either via All-Star or Echolink on the W8 SOE system?
November 8th.
Kilo Echo 8, Kilo Lima Victor. This is John in Scotttown.
Rest of your call again, please.
WD8AGH, Greg, you doubled with everybody. You might give a general call again.
Yeah, that happens sometimes. Okay, I had two stations there. First, we had Kilo Echo 8 that was John in Scotttown. Say again the rest of your call. Other station that was, I believe it was a November 4 station, but really all I got for certain was the November. Say again.
Hey, K inform you. You guys double there again. I can read on that Kilo Echo 8 station was Kilo Echo 8 Kilo Lima Victor, by the way. Kilo Lima Victor. I sent you a link if you have Facebook pulled up. You can see who's on Echo Link when you get a chance.
Okay, thanks, Michael. Yeah, I've got Echo Link itself pulled up, and I'm not seeing a rundown of stations on the side there. But the other station, the November station, like I said, I think it was a November 4. Say again your call.
November 8th, India Golf Fox, no traffic.
All right, this is Whiskey 8 Delta Uniform Quebec, and we will roger November 8 India Golf Fox. We'll get through this here. Oh, okay, that's Caleb in Canova. And then we'll go back to John here in Scotttown. So let's take a break from that. This is the Cabell County ARES Races Net. I'm Net Control W8DUQ. Let's go general check-ins, any stations, anywhere on the W8VA repeater or on the KB8TGK repeater.
KD8 UWF, Cherry, Huntington, Wayne County, no traffic.
Take control, Kilo Bravo 8, uniform, Charlie. This is Fred, Meigs County, Ohio, on UHF, in and out, no traffic.
Good evening, Jerry, KD8 UWF, and also good evening to Fred, KB8 Uniform Charlie up in Meigs County. Since Fred was going to be in and out, does anybody have anything for him before he goes off the frequency? Fred, nothing heard. Thank you for joining us this evening, and look forward to seeing you next week. We'll take one more standby on W8VA, that's 146.76, and KB8TGK, 443.85. Any check-ins on either of those repeaters?
Kilo 8, Foxtrot, Echo Romeo, K8 FER, Fred in Milton, no traffic.
N8FOP, trying in on a 7-6. Check me in and out, no traffic.
WRFER with some CW in the background there in Milton. And then we had John, N8FOP. John's also going to be in and out. Does anybody have anything for him before he runs? Nothing heard, John. Have a great week, and hope to see you here next week. All right. We will now take a standby general check-ins on the N8OLC. That's the 146.985, or the W8SOE repeaters, 146.715 and 146.61. Anybody on those two repeaters?
Did you get me earlier, Greg, N8TVO?
No, Jim, I didn't have you, but you are on the list now. Good evening, N8TVO. All right, one more standby. Any check-ins anywhere? Keep in mind we do have 4 repeaters linked up, so give it a second as you key down, and maybe just wait a second before you say anything in case somebody else is transmitting on another repeater. Nobody else heard, so we'll go back and start getting some comments. And Net Control says, good evening to everyone. Thank you for your participation in tonight's net. Yeah, this is interesting when you get the repeaters all linked together like this, and then you have Echo Link and All-Star and so on that can bring in people from not just around the tri-state area, but all around the world. So it can be a lot of fun. Just wish a good evening to everyone, and hopefully it's been a good week past and a good week yet to come. So the next person on the list that we have is WD8AGH. Good evening, Fred.
Okay, WD8AGH here. Good evening to Greg and everybody else on the net. Not much going on here. Had a busy weekend and had taken it kind of easy today. But cooler, and tomorrow will be, I guess, about the same. Probably end up cutting grass. Yeah, interesting about all these repeaters linked up and all the other things. So it does bring in some new dynamics to things, how we run the net. But other than that, I'll say 73s to everybody. Have a great week and be safe. WD8AGH.
All right, thank you, Fred. And next up is Michael, KN4IMU. Good evening. How are you? Well, he might be doing some work there in the background. We'll come back to him in a second. We'll go over to Caleb in Canova. Good evening, N8IGF. How are you?
N8IGF. Yeah, I'm doing fine here. Just getting back into the swing of things. Don't really have any comments. Just wanted to check in for the first time in what seems like forever. Hope you all are doing well. Hope you all have a great week. If I don't have anything else, I'll turn it back over to Net Control. 73 to everybody. N8IGF.
All right, Caleb, thanks for joining us this evening. And next we have John, KE8KLV over in Scotttown. Good evening.
Good evening, guys. Hey, finally got on here. Last couple weeks I have been, or 3 weeks maybe now, I have been trying to use my handhelds and an ICOM 7100 that I purchased. Apparently I've got something not set right. You could hear me once or twice, and then I had no success of transmitting after that, but I put the Echo Link app on here, and this is the first time I've ever used it. Apparently it's working. Just one comment, question. For a new guy, it'd be nice to be able to have some resources to get through this learning curve and try to figure out some of the issues that I have as far as my transmissions and things like that. So any help that y'all could give me would be appreciated. That's basically what I have for this evening. I'll turn it back over to Net. Thank you.
All right, John. Well, I'm sure anybody that, or if you ask, anybody will be glad to give you a hand. I will say that your audio setup sounds pretty good there on EchoLink. So I know that's one of the things you have to adjust. I'm still a little bit on the learning curve myself with EchoLink, but sounds like you have the modulation set pretty well with that. You're not overdriving and you're not down too low, so you're pretty much in that sweet spot. All right, we will take a standby. We're about midway through the net. This is W8DUQ, and this is the Cabell County ARES Races net. Do we have any stations that would like to join us?
WV8MAT, Matt, Mason County.
Good evening, Matt, WV8MAT. All right. Next person we have, well, I'll tell you what, before we go to the next person on the list, actually, let's check and see if Michael is back. KN4IMU, are you back with us?
KN4. Let's just go over here. KN4IMU, can you copy me now, Greg?
Well, I was going to say initially you have that summer modulation. Some are coming through and some aren't, but you're in a good spot now, so go ahead.
Initially, whenever I was first checking in there, I was on the base, and I came outside and I stuck a little fire here. I was on the HT on the 715 and couldn't get in. Started on the 76 from the truck and still couldn't get in, so now I'm back over on the 715 from the truck. So, yeah. So, I think now I'm getting in better. But anyways, good morning, Greg. Everyone else, for me, just same old, been working and coming home and doing miscellaneous stuff. It's a neat little while, so I'm ready to go to bed too. As for me, that just sounds really to me personally, but I'll break real quick. I will go ahead and go quick announcement. Tomorrow, which is Tuesday, we'll be having our club meeting up here in Ashland. We'll be having a test session at 6 o'clock and a meeting at 7 o'clock at Belafonte Restaurant in Ashland. The address is 1320 Carter Avenue. So anybody's welcome to join us, even if you don't test or if you're not a member, just want to get some good food and hang out, and we're welcome to. Break. I don't know if I'll have it and Fred, I think I've got your email somewhere else to you as well. We will be having our tailgate ham fest May 22nd, 8 a.m. to about 2 p.m. Whenever everyone decides to leave. That will be at the Ellisburg Train Depot. We're not going to be at the one in Ashland anymore because of COVID right now. But we will be in the parking lot at the Ellisburg Train Depot. The address is 497 26th Street in Ellisburg. And it's free to set up a table, free to get in. We do have, I think, like 30-something spots there, so we'll get that filled up. Hopefully we'll have a pretty good time. And doing the split the pod, so anybody that's got the pod tickets by the board, they can make that. We already did it. Other than that, nothing else really to do that much. So enjoy a nice cold one here and have a fire and turn it back to that control, and I'll be sitting here listening. AM4 on
Alrighty, Michael. Unfortunately, a lot of that was noise, but we did get the really important parts out of that. The River Cities amateur group meeting tomorrow evening over at Belafonte Restaurant in downtown Ashland. Good place to have food and a good place for fellowship. And also the swap meet. I guess you guys really don't call it completely a ham fest, but it is a ham get-together, let's just say, on Saturday, May the 22nd in Catlettsburg at the train station. So a couple of good events there, and I know that you all are still working on that raffle for the tickets going down to the New River Gorge for later on this year on the train. So that's certainly a good prize, and they benefit a very worthy cause, the River Cities Amateur Radio Group. So, next person we have on the list is Jerry, KD8 UWF. Good evening. How are you?
KD8 UWF. Greg, I am well. Thank you for asking. I'm doing all right. Just hanging out as usual, working from home, editing a story as we speak. Spent last week with my daughter up in Buchanan. It's always nice to get away. And it's always nice to give the 706 its weekly workout. Not all I have. Say everybody stay safe, stay well, wear your mask if you need to, wash your hands, and 73, KD8 UWF, back to net control.
Thank you for that reminder, Jerry. And also, too, don't forget, now that the shots are available, the vaccine is available, look for it in your local community. I believe all 3 states are now anybody over the age of 16. So consult with your doctor, with whoever your primary care person is. Make sure it's appropriate for you, but most definitely take advantage of the shots. They're free. And from someone that's a huge chicken about needles, I can tell you it is painless. It actually even hurts less than the regular flu shot. And all this that you hear about side effects and everything else from the shot, just a few, maybe an hour or two of a sore arm or whatever, beats maybe having to be there in the ICU if for some reason you would contract COVID. So take advantage of that. Check it out on the web. There's shot clinics, vaccine clinics all over the tri-state. All right, next on our list is Mr. CW, K8FER. Good evening. How are you, Fred?
Q, this is K8FER. Good evening, Greg, and everyone on the net. That CW here in the background is the Tech net. It's kind of winding down now. Been going on since 8 o'clock. They had quite a few check-ins tonight, so that's a good thing. I like to do that. Kind of keeps you a little bit sharp on CW anyway. Not much going on here. A good day. Just hung around the house. Picked up my grandson after school and had him for about 2 hours, and he's gone home now. So always good. And with that, Greg, I'll send it back to you. This is K8FER. Back to net control.
Thank you, Fred. And next person on the list, we haven't talked to him in a while, is Jim over in Ironton. Good evening, NATVO. How are you? Okay, Jim doesn't want to talk to us this evening. I'm saying he's probably into something. We'll take a standby here for a second and come back to him. But anyway, we'll go up to Mason County and say good evening to Matt, WV8MAT. How are you?
Good evening to you and everybody else. Just had the radio on, and between a couple things here, and I just heard you call for anybody there, and I said, well, I'm going to check in real quick. I've been trying to get into a couple of them tonight, but things are starting to slow down just a little bit, and I'm okay with that. We've been, as you know, we've been on the go for the last long while, so. And appreciate you mentioning there about the vaccines and stuff. There's plenty of them, so definitely able to find them. I hope everybody has a safe one, and we'll try to back next week. WV8MAT.
Alrighty, Matt. Thank you for joining us this evening. And let's go back one and N8 TVO. Jim, you back with us now? I'm not sure if you're on the 7.6 machine or if you're coming through one of the W8 SOE machines, but that was almost all noise. Try it again.
All right, Greg, I switched over to 7.6. You copy N8 TVO?
Yes, sir. Good evening. N8 TVO. Loud and clear now.
All right, tried both 610, 7, and 15, but I just wanted to say good evening. We just come in from another parade meeting, working on that every week, so everybody have a good, safe week coming up. N8 TVO, back to net control.
Alrighty, good evening. Thank you for mentioning that, Jim. As a matter of fact, I've got the letter that we got at my work location, and haven't done anything with that yet to reply to you guys, but we'll probably be getting that back in the mail here in the next few days. Alright, that brings us to the bottom of the list. Do we have any other stations that would like to join the Cabell County ARES Races Net? This is W8DUQ. Give us a call now. Since we already have the repeater checked in, we won't count that. But anyway, one last standby before we close the net. Any stations with or without traffic for the Cabell County ARES Races Net?
Greg, N8 TVO additional.
Go ahead, Jim. N8 TVO, the frequency's yours.
Yeah, there earlier when you taking check-in to the Echo Link, I believe I heard Gary, WXAT, you're trying to check in there, N8 TVO, back to net control.
Alright, we'll add Gary, WX8G, to the list. And Gary, good evening. Sorry I missed you. How are things up in Scioto County? Well, sometimes you just can't win over technology, can you? Gary, if you were trying to get in there, either you dropped down into the margin or, I don't know, something happened anyway. We didn't hear you there. We'll just try one more standby. Any stations anywhere before we close the net?
ACFOG.
I believe that was K8FOG, is that correct?
KC8FOG.
All right, Jeff, we got you there, KC8FOG. And good evening. How are things up in Gallia County?
Probably about the same as everywhere else. That's nice sunset, and ended up being a nice day. I tried to hit the 146.610 machine, and I can never get into that thing. Even though I can bring it up, I just don't carry my audio across it for some reason. And I got to get a signal one. I don't know what's going on there, but anyway, I want a 7.6 machine. You probably know. But anyway, I'll say hello to everybody at the top of here. I'm up northern part of Gallia County, and ran a lot of watts to hit this one, so I got my temporary J pole up right now, a couple feet above the shipping container I'm staying in.
And I'm working on my fiberglass antenna still, and that's it. Thank you, KC Fuji.
Alrighty, Jeff. Well, thanks again for taking the time to check in, and yeah, you're making it into the 7.6 machine. Okay. Yeah, that's one thing that you mentioned there about being able to tell which machine somebody is on, and once you get everything linked together, there really is no way for us to differentiate unless it's somebody that's on Echolink that we can pull it up online. And I'm not sure about All-Star because I'm not too versed at all in that system, if there's a way to see who the stations are that are there. But that is one thing that we were saying there early on in the net, that when you get everything all linked together, it does it brings some new challenges up, but it's fun, and it's good to be able to reach the area and get more folks involved. So with that, we will conclude this session of the Cabell County ARES Races Net. The net will meet again next Monday evening or as needed to meet the needs of our communities. This is WADUQ closing the net with 13 check-ins. We thank those who participated, also those who stood by while the net was in progress. Also thank the owners and operators of all the repeaters and the links and everything else that goes with it. Not just for your time and dedication, but also the resources that you're putting into the hobby and allowing the rest of us to enjoy it. So WADUQ is returning everything to normal amateur use at, let's see, 9:05. Everyone have a safe and healthy week. We'll see you back here next Monday evening. WADUQ out.
Welcome, you are on the TARAN Club repeater WHVA repeater.